Who can you send over there to make him win, and where could he go and win?
He could come to the Mavericks. I'm being dead serious too.
Turn my mic off.
Bro, listen. You said you just never been a Maverick fan. It seems like you're a Maverick hater.
Turn it off.
I'm finna mute you for real.
Bro,
you goofy for that.
Top of the morning, afternoon, and the evening. It's the Wayne's World Podcast. You know what it is. We gonna get that raw. We gonna get that real, that uncut. For so. You know it's your boy AntMoe. For so. You know it's your boy AntMoe. Boy, don't act like you don't know we love God. For so. Jip. For so. Alright, man, let's get into it. You know what I'm talking about?
Top of the morning, the afternoon, and the evening to you, whomever you may be, wherever you may be watching, looking, or listening. It's your boy AntMoe, trapping out of bando. Whoa, I'm still not used to it, man. I gotta still play it cool. It's another dude on the side of me. Let me with your big baby. And welcome to Wayne's World. It's my middle name. Come back. And we got my boy Randall in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Randall. You know what I'm talking about? What you said last time?
Randy C. Mays, man. That's my whole name. Hey, can we cuss on here?
Yeah, we saying big cuss words. You know what I'm saying? We doing it for the faith. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But man, welcome to another week of the Wayne's World Podcast. Man, we coming live and direct from the couch. You know what I'm saying? Man, to all the Wayniacs, I love you from the bottom of my what? My corazon. You know what I'm talking about? Like a puzzle, you know what I'm talking about? That's Harden, Espanol, for those of you who care. And for all of the first time and casual listeners, you come on back round now, you hear? You show them boys how you do it up in Harlem there, boy. You know what I'm saying? And so for those of you who may be wondering, what is the Wayne's World Podcast about? I'm glad you asked. I'll tell you. I'll fill you in. It is a variety podcast for the millennial and Generation X male Christian. Ladies, listen, we don't be talking about thoughts. We don't be talking about gray sweatpants. We don't talk about none of that on her. but if y'all want to be a part of it, it is for you as well. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, we back for another week. And did I finish? It is for the millennial Generation X Christian, and we talk about life experiences, man. You know, the reality is this. I would like for the podcast to be a safe haven for the Christian, where we can sit down, have real conversations. Our wood table, so to speak. For those who are watching on YouTube, you'll see we have a nice, fine table here. We sit down at the wooden table and we have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Now, ain't gonna be no scandals coming out, but we do talk that real. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And my boy Randy here, he was just that boy Randy over at 5. That boy, no. That's what we do. Come on. So anyway, man, what is today's podcast about? It is entitled Revisionist History. So we essentially want to kind of look at the last 10 years, you know what I'm saying? Not in the totality. We ain't going to be sitting up here talking about, so 8 years ago today. No, we're not doing that. But essentially, we do want to look at some things from the past that are relevant today and kind of do some compare and contrast, as well as looking ahead for the next decade, for the next year to come for sure. And so with that being said, let's get into some randomness, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you random, huh? Random.
Yes, sirski. I get into some randomness, you know what I'm talking about? And so there's a guy going around on the internet right now by the name of Kevin Samuels. And I can't get this glare off these glasses, so I'm taking them off. You know what I'm saying? I'm just look light skinned. I'm act like they prescribed. But there's a guy going around being made popular on the internet by the name of Kevin Samuels. Have you heard of this young man?
I have.
He's not a young man, but he wears real glasses with real prescriptions. But the guy is a clown. I'm sorry. Let me just start it out by saying the guy is a clown. He's kind of disrespectful to the women.
Slightly.
Whether you're a 1 or a 10, he gonna tell you how he feel about you. And I don't know what are your thoughts on him? What are your thoughts on Kevin Samuel?
For whatever reason though, as I watch his show or look at his shows, the episodes, it seems like the women come back for more though.
Yeah.
It seems like they kind of want that hard truth though a little bit. So
it's almost like a level of entertainment for them.
Yeah.
Like when we were kids and we pushed a girl down and meant we like them. That it's something about that. Quick story. This was many moons ago. Man, I was in like the 10th grade, bro. And it was this girl who will remain nameless. But I remember everybody was on her. Everybody was flocking her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just wasn't into that, bro. I wasn't into like, oh, you're the most beautiful girl in the world.
Yeah.
You knocked my socks off. That was not my thing. So I was just like, I just act like I never saw her.
Mm-hmm.
And so somehow we end up talking and, you know what I'm saying, you know, on the phone and all that. And she was just like, I just love the way you act like I'm nothing. I'm like, that's some daddy issues for your mind. But it's just something, I agree with you on that. It's something about women that they get into somebody talking to them like they just don't, like they just nothing. It's weird to me. Now, the funny thing is, like we were talking about earlier, if you go and look back to some of his other videos,
yeah, he's
spitting knowledge to fellas about how to achieve, how to get to that next level. Okay, you're a 30-year-old man living at home, you don't got no money, you know, living at home with your mom.
Right.
This is the steps that you need to take to level yourself up, to have value.
Right.
How he went from that to saying, well, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You are 3 at best. you have kids. No man wants a woman with kids. There are men who can't have kids who would love to have a woman who's got kids. Like, I just think he's casting a bad net on men, and it's the older men for sure. I mean, can you see that? I mean,
he's definitely changed from some of his older videos. Like 2 years ago, I went and watched him. He did a video called "Why Men Simp."
Yeah.
2017. It actually wasn't a bad video, and he's pretty accurate. But this stuff here lately, it got to be for a reaction for social media or something. I'm not sure.
And for those of you who don't know, I don't care. It is what it is. Y'all can go look. Kevin Samuel, he said, what is the caption that was on that video that he did? I forgot. But he basically took this lady. Now, I ain't gonna lie, the woman on there looked like the Grinch, but that's not the point. The point is that he didn't have to disrespect this lady like this. And she was like, I think she was like a dog groomer or something, and it was her own business though.
Right.
And I think she said she made like $100K, and he was like, oh, big deal, $100K. I can make more money than you. I got the pick of the litter. I beat the young pretty girls off with a stick. And I was just like, bro, chill out, dog. Yeah. It's just, but I will say this. I feel like people value the come up more than the sustainability that they have in life a lot of the times. If you look at people who start off with no followers, like, and I'll use Wallow as a good example. Wallow 267 started off very hungry. He came out doing crazy, jumping out of trash cans, going to crazy neighborhoods. And he got put on, and he still has that same hunger.
Right.
But most people, even if it's just followers, they may not even be making a whole bunch of money. They like to handle you a little different when they've reached a certain peak in life.
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Versus when they didn't have nothing. Perspective is so important, man. Don't ever forget you was maybe a simp at a time, or you didn't get to live a certain lifestyle. Right. And it doesn't mean that just because you do get to live a certain lifestyle doesn't mean you get to sit high and look low now.
Right. And
look down on women or people who, like, life happens, bro. And the funny thing is, he was married before. Mm-hmm. And he down talked the woman like, yeah, I was married. And I was like, okay, well, what about you? Just because you got money now doesn't mean that you get to act like you better than people. So I think it's just highly disrespectful. But anyway, won't give him any more time. Moving on. Now, AirPods Pro Max are a whole thing now. Now, for those of you who don't know, they had the AirPods, then they came out with the AirPods Pro, which are fire, and now they come out with the AirPods Pro Max, and they look like the headphones that you will wear when you go to a gun range. They're super sleek. They're really nice,
right.
And they come in multiple different colors and things. But have you caught the price on them?
Man, them bad boys $550, man.
Them was is half a rack, boy. Listen, they nice, but I better be able to hear Jesus in them.
I'm trying to tell you.
So just for those of you who need a price point on those, you can Google it for sure. They actually come out today. Now, the podcast drops on Thursday. We're recording on Tuesday. It's the 15th. You can get them today if you want to. It's, hey, whatever. I don't care about that. They ain't paying me, but whatever. So you can pay $91.50 a month. So you can pay $100 a month for them, or you can get them for $549 plus tax. It's gonna take you over $550. So I will say this though: if you don't have Apple by now, you're losing.
Big time.
We don't got time to be like doing all of the. Is that a dog? Like, I don't got to listen. Android is responsible for so many accidents and bad eyesight. Like, stop it, y'all. Let's stop acting like this is a comparison, okay? The Apple, you see that thing on Apple is where it's at, okay?
Absolutely.
It's we not listen. If you pop up with a green bubble on my text messages, I've lost so much respect for you.
Delete.
And it was I probably didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? Do you text me? Oh, okay. Send me an email, folk.
Might as well.
Man, so this is a popular topic a couple months ago, but we're gonna rehash it now. Remember, revisionist history. Meg versus Tory. Are we over the Meg versus Tory situation? Is it not worth talking about? Do we care anymore if he did it or if he didn't do it?
Been over. You can cut my mic off.
Dang. Well, I'm going to just give you a little bit of extra on it. I'm sorry. This is my take. So I will say this. I still think that we are very, what is the word? Stupid people. We do not allow facts to dictate how we formulate an opinion. From the very beginning, it is quite clear that something shady happened.
Absolutely.
But we did not have the true details. But I just think that when you look at culture, when you look at the dynamics of being a woman in America, and I can't say abroad because women in America get way more respect than women in other countries. I will say that. But man, I'll say this for the record and leave it at that. But I still believe Tory. I still believe Tory. Do you at least believe that Tory may be telling the truth?
I still don't know, man.
It's the cop in him.
Yeah, just going off the points he made during that little album he released. Yeah, so I don't have enough facts, man, to make a fair assessment.
Yeah, good thing I don't need any of it.
And you know I don't really care for Meg at all, so
yeah,
I don't.
I listened to her album, by the way. I tried to. I listened to about 3 songs, and then I kept hearing ratchet. Yeah, suck it, just swallow it, pop it, drop it, do it, and I was like, I cannot get into this whatsoever. So much respect to all of y'all who love Meg and y'all gonna take that side, but I won't say that there definitely was some wrongdoing, but I'll just say this: hindsight, just give people the space to deal with their things, and don't be so quick to formulate this opinion that you gotta then backtrack. Like from the jump, I still was saying I don't know, man. Something's just weird about it, but it is what it is. Tory, hopefully Tory doesn't go to jail. I just think it's weird that people would rather just say, give him 23 years. Like, come on, fam. Lil Boo Boo shot somebody in broad daylight, and y'all got t-shirts for him, but we don't got no facts on this one besides he say, she say, and y'all want him to sit in jail for the rest of his life. I just think that's strange. We missed the forest for the trees, is all I'm saying.
Big time.
Jeezy versus Gucci. Stoochie! You want to tell me that? Okay, so you said you really kind of went back and watched it, but you did catch where he said, we smoking on Pookie Loke tonight. So I mean, listen, both of us have a familiarity with the hood, even though we aren't exclusively raised by the hood.
Right.
But we do have a keen perspective of what it's like.
Right.
Was Gucci justified in being so vehemently disrespectful to Jeezy during that moment?
That's how the kid move. I mean, that's how the kid move.
I've heard, and I've heard people who can be fairly objective say that, make that statement. If that's who he is, that's who he is.
Right. He not a bad dude though. I read the book, the memoir and stuff like that. You know what I mean? With the weight loss and him taking control of his health and leaving the drugs and stuff alone. He's not like a bad dude, but for entertainment purposes, that's what Gucci fans want. That mess.
That's his clone, though.
Yeah, so that's gonna give you stupid. That's what he gonna give. That
clone changed his life, folks. That clone's different. You know what I'm saying? The other one on ice. Nah. Listen, my issue wasn't necessarily with what Gucci did. My issue was with the people who felt it justified. The people who are such hood dudes that they think that that's law. What he did, that's the standard. And they disrespected Jeezy in the process by saying, you come back, do something, pop off. And it's like, we can't sit up. Okay. Benny the Butcher was shot in Houston going to a Walmart. They were shooting at 6ix9ine. Like they was legitimately trying to pop him. Who was the kid? Mo 3 got killed in his city on 35.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the other kid the other kid from Chicago? King Von brutally shot. Like, how many more obituaries do people want to see before they need to understand that you can't justify somebody being who they are sometimes? So I guess in a nutshell, I don't agree with what he did, but I could understand that he is making progress, because there was a time where I'm pretty sure these two guys couldn't be in the same room.
Right, same club, all that.
Exactly. They went and kicked. Right. Yeah, they went and kicked it afterwards, and nobody got hurt.
But that's that culture, man. King Von on one of his tracks say, "If I should die, I'm gonna boost the murder rate."
Right.
Because gonna slide every day.
Yeah, and if I sit down, he said the same thing. If I sit down, meaning if I go to jail or if I die, the murder rate going up. I mean, I can understand that that's a part of your culture. But we also have to be, as the consumer, we have to be careful that we don't applaud this. Because at the end of the day, it still leads to a bunch of people losing their lives. And this is the point I've been trying to get to. We can't live in duality. We can't applaud them for living in a way that is so cultured, so street, so violent. And then when they die, everybody got t-shirts. Everybody's RIP. Listen, RIP to everybody. Like, please don't get this twisted. I don't want anybody to lose their life at all.
Right.
Not even Pookie Logan. I don't know him from a can of corn, but at the same time, man, we have to strive to do better. And I understand that that's become very much a part of rap culture.
Right.
Some of them people are just talking about what they lived. I don't have a problem with that, because that's you just reflecting. But when we start pushing it as this is the standard in rap, that's whack to me. So rest in peace to everybody that has died, man. I don't wish that on anybody, but I just think that Jeezy won to me. He definitely won the battle. Like, for what the verses was for, he smoked him.
Right.
When Gucci come on, this is Jeezy versus Gucci. Boy, you lost. Ain't nobody trying to hear that, fam. You can't make up no song a week before and think you finna win with that. Get out of here. But I also think, even just looking at the fact that Gucci is like 40 plus years old, and he like, look at my outfit, got 10 racks on, look at him. It's like, fam, you niggas is old with kids, man. Y'all married now. Like, what are we doing here? And then Jeezy come back like, nigga, I own half of Atlanta. What you talking about? I own real estate, man. Quit playing with me. So, but it did show this. What you didn't see, I watched the whole thing, is Jeezy had half of Atlanta over there with him. Like, Gucci. Gucci has put on a lot of people in the industry.
Absolutely.
So it shows that he got mad respect in these streets, man. And I didn't know that Jeezy wasn't even from Atlanta.
I didn't know that.
Somebody said he's from like Mississippi or something. Okay. That's interesting. Like, now, true enough, he could have moved at a young age, whatever. But yeah, apparently he didn't even really grow up there. So,
okay.
It is what it is, but pretty interesting. All right. So lastly, for randomness, Instagram out here trying to get them called up. You know what I'm saying? Listen, where would we be if we couldn't send videos to our partners of people looking stupid? You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna, now for the single people, how you gonna send a video, you know what I'm saying, of a fine chick? Now she get the notification that you done sent a DM to somebody of her. Come on, fam. How you feel about that?
Hey, man, you're just gonna have to redirect people to the profile name, man. No more screenshots, man.
Boy, let me tell you something. I'm screenshotting. I'm DMing. I do not care. Ain't nobody gonna pull up to fight me because I'm DMing about you. That's how I feel. Fam, I am sending those videos because some of y'all are real life comedians and you don't even know it.
Facts.
So far be it from me to stop being who I am. So the question is, who created this? Who came up with this feature? If you could pinpoint a person to say, you know what? Let's make it to where when somebody sends something, somebody else can see what they sent.
Well, no, man. No idea.
Somebody said it had to be a woman. Somebody said it had to be a woman.
Most likely.
Whoever it is, you know it's an op. That goes, hey, it goes without saying it's an op. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Send those Instagram videos, do whatever you need to do, because I'm getting mine off. Look, all I do is cap with my homeboys, so we're going to continue to cap at your expense. So thank you very much. Man, we are moving on, man. And you already know what time it is. It's time to get into these sports. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, yeah. Huh. And we back in here. Hey. Yeah, hey, this ain't no intro, this that entree. Did that intro with Kanye and sound like Andre. Trying to turn my baby mama to my fiance. Hey, nice Azukas. You know what I'm talking about? For those of you who don't know, shout out to that boy Chance the Rapper, because that's what he said over his songs. And it just was hard for the time I heard it, so we rock with it. But then the Azukas is from Lil Rascals. You know what I'm talking about? That boy said, hey, give me a Azuka. They all said it. He said, hey, nice to see you guys. But anyway, man, it's time to get into these sports, man. And you heard it here first, even if you didn't hear it here first. Breaking news, man. Giannis Ante UMPO re-signed with the Milwaukee Bucks, 5 years, $228 million.
Big bag.
That boy getting to the old satchel, Doc.
Yeah, man.
So this is my question. What does this say about him? And however you take it, what does this say about him?
I don't know how the kid was brought up, man. I'd never be mad at somebody for taking the money. Never.
So, just a sidebar. Melo always took the money. And Melo stayed a loser. He won scoring titles. He gave buckets. He had a crazy arsenal, but he never won. And part of it is because he always took all the money that they offered him. You getting the max. $250, you getting it every time. So he's rich, but he has no legacy. Is that what you mean? Like, is it okay to take the money even if it means you may never win a ring?
What's the alternative, though?
Listen, I got you. Yeah. So in anything that we do, especially when you talk about stuff for the big stage, unless you talk, I mean, obviously as Christians, we're not trying to be put on the pedestal to be glorified. But when we talk about sports, when we talk about being artists, you do it for the glory. You do it to have your name in the rafters. I can't think of not one player who wasn't the greatest or considered the greatest who didn't have ideals of being that guy. And so my takeaway from that is, congratulations, you're rich, but you will never win a championship. You will be a loser because he's not winning in Milwaukee. I don't care who they get.
Correct.
And I think if you dig a little deeper, it says that he wants to be the man. He don't want to go stand next to the man. He wants to be the man.
Okay.
My problem with that is, are you going to develop a jump shot?
They told me to look back the other night.
We've seen that before. We've seen him in warm-ups knocking them back, shooting threes.
Yeah, it didn't look back the other night, but here's the thing, though. Who can you send over there to make him win, and where could he go and win?
He can come to the Mavericks. I'm being dead serious, too.
Turn my mic off.
Bro, listen. You said you just never been a Maverick fan. It seems like you're a Maverick hater.
Turn it off.
to mute you for real.
Bro,
you goofy for that.
He gonna come. He comes to the Mavericks and they win. They
have the opportunity. Well, if we get rid of who the sidekick to that.
So he gonna take less money and then gotta wait on a piece of the puzzle to come together.
No. He don't have to wait. We have the opportunity to win now with him. Big facts.
An NBA championship.
Yes.
He come here, we win.
We have a great
opportunity. Or y'all win.
Yeah, you said we.
Excuse me. Y'all
on the
win.
Team. Man, that was the team, man. They did something to him. I think Jason Kidd, like, big faced it when he was young. So he's like, Jason Kidd, give me an autograph. He was like, get that little nigga out of here.
Negative.
You know how I know that may be true? Because his daddy used to work down at the American Airlines Center for a long time, still do. And I think that might have happened. Why you let him do you like that?
Negative. Jason Kidd played when they was at the Union Arena back.
Union Arena. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
so dad didn't work over there?
He didn't work there.
All right. I'll let you slide. There's some truth to that. Yeah. But listen. No, so you have Porzingis, you have Giannis, and you have Luka. And then a great cast around you. You got players who can argue you 30. And then it spreads the floor. Because, see, the problem with Giannis' game is that he can't manufacture his own bucket if he ain't driving. So when they cloud the lane, you can essentially do a 1-3-1 against him and beat and take him completely out the game. Is that wrong?
Take the money, young man. Congratulations.
Oh, wow. Next deal. He asked me a question. I give him real legitimate sports opinion here, and he just tells him to take the money.
Take the money, sir. Salute.
All right. That's fine. I ain't even go. Hey, look, it's fine. It's fine. Hey,
winning with that, man.
He's a Maverick hater.
The boys ain't winning, sir.
That dude is a Maverick hater, and I am appalled and disgusted by it. By the way, I've been hitting you with some nice words already.
You ain't hit me with no $5 words yet.
Man, I done hit you with a couple.
You ain't hit me with no $5.
Hey, play the tape back, folks. I've been going hard.
You ain't with no $5 word.
Listen, Russell Wilson. Is Russell Wilson a CBB?
A what?
A cornball brother.
Well, you been listening to Slim Thug?
Nah, I ain't never heard him say that.
Oh man, Slim Thug came out and said dude's a cornball and Sierra didn't really want him.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's a video. He basically saying that she can't go from wanting a Future type of dude to want a Russell type dude. She said she might make that decision for financial purposes and stability for the kids, but that ain't really who she wanted.
Wow.
That's what he was saying. So he came back and apologized and stuff, but he kind of stood by what he said, though.
Maybe, and this is just a sidebar, maybe a woman don't know what she wants until a man show her.
Right. Yeah, she could have grew up. Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm I can see how you could be involved in that lifestyle with a Future and you living fast and you making money and you doing drugs or whatever. And then you meet somebody like Russell Wilson and he got his head together and he's a believer.
Absolutely.
That spirit get up in her and get that mother demons up out, and then it's a different story. So I don't necessarily agree with that. He is kind of lame. And this is why I say that. Have you seen anything that he posts on Twitter?
I don't follow him.
He's cringe-worthy.
Oh, yeah?
He takes Jesus Freak to another level. I think that now we've all met the people who do too much. I love Jesus. I love him. Like what you be saying, the Lord heard my cry.
Right.
But, bro, he be all caps. Oh, thank you, Jesus, for this morning.
Here's why I don't have a problem with that, though. Now, we all have our struggles and we all get exposed to what we exposed to. But when you got money, power, fame, and all that stuff like that, you might have to throw in an extra dose and have those type of... You got to get that extra dose of Jesus, man. He exposed us some stuff that we don't see in our regular life. He's entering into some rooms full of who knows what because of his celebrity that we may never see. So I'm good with him surrounding himself with social media at home and whatever he's doing like that with the Jesus stuff. Do what you do, man.
So is it fair for me to ask, is it legitimate or is it manufactured?
Ain't for me to pick.
He should never put it on Twitter. I'm a pick. I think you're doing a little too much, my brother. Okay? Hey, listen. I can salute Sierra. You did a good job. And I'm talking to Russell. Sierra, you did a good job, brother. That's a nice pick right there. That's a fine choice. You got pretty kids. But listen, I can't. It's weird, bro. I'm sorry.
Follow him.
Follow him and see what he got going. Hey, I just got you a follow out here, folks. You know what I'm talking about? Followers of Jesus, following followers of Jesus. You know what I'm talking about? But I don't know how I feel about it. It's just kind of, it just seemed like he doing too much, man. That's all I'm saying. Listen, I post about Jesus myself.
Mm-hmm.
I just think Jesus freak isn't a bad thing. Right? People use it as a bad term, but I have just imagined the way he posts is what they were talking about. Anyway, moving on. When we talk about football, when we talk about quarterbacks, who to go?
I don't really know old school football, so man.
Speaking our terms,
I'm gonna talk our Tom, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Tom.
Tom Brady, the old goat, the old bad.
I'm gonna say Tom, man. Tom be easy.
Does Patrick Mahomes have an argument? Already, does he have an argument?
Nah. You can look at him and say he can be one of the greatest of all time, one day type situation. We can say that, but nah.
Even if you break down Tom Brady's championships and say the only thing that he ever did was low key get them in better field goal position,
he won. I don't care.
So it doesn't matter how. So question. Okay. He's a little aggressive on this episode. A little shaky. So let's take it to basketball. What made MJ the GOAT? The fact that he won 6 championships, or that in pivotal moments he had the ball?
That's basketball though. Yeah.
No. Hey, buddy, can you just answer my question? Was it the fact that he won 6, or was it what he did towards the 6?
That's what he did. Yeah, with the willpower, the leadership.
There's less players in basketball.
Okay.
There's more players in football, meaning that for one person to shine should be applauded way more than in basketball because you have a greater chance. It's like being on in track, right? It's only one dude running 100.
Correct.
So you win for you.
Correct.
You start adding people, right? So now we go into basketball. It's 5 people. One player, LeBron, can take a team single-handedly to a championship or put you in a position to win a championship.
Okay.
When you add in football, you talking about everybody is doing different stuff. Like this dude is just blocking. These dudes are running routes. So for me to say, Tom Brady, you the GOAT, bro, you gotta throw the pass to put me in the end zone. You gotta do the quarterback. I don't know if I can necessarily say that Pat doesn't have a legit shot at being the GOAT now, like being in consideration.
I can't give you that, man.
All right, I don't think so either.
Too soon.
But I think he is definitely on his way. He GOAT. He GOAT for sure. I can't argue with 5. What Tom got? 6 rings?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
I can't argue with 6 rings, bro. Like you cannot. I don't care if you only played in the first half. The man came back from 28-3 in the last Super Bowl. That's just crazy, bro. You still got to throw that pass. And that's the thing. Like he is contributing very much. He got to throw that pass every time, bro. Yeah. So, and look, if it wasn't for Eli Manning 2 times, who's to say he doesn't even have more, bro? Bro, Eli did 2 unthinkable things. He beat a team that was undefeated before the Super Bowl and took them down, bro. What some people were considering the best team of all time, and then came back and beat that same team different parts again. How do you? That's not luck, is it?
Nah, skill.
That's crazy. And then what? And then didn't Seattle beat them too? I think he lost to Seattle too. Seattle's first championship they beat Peyton. Because they only won once, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so, okay. Does Pat win more than 3 Super Bowls?
What year is he in?
He's still on his rookie deal, if I'm not mistaken. Or he just signed an extension. So I think he had maybe like a year left. So he's still on his rookie deal. So that's like 4th year. I think every rookie year deal is 5 years.
4 years. So what? He's like,
he's like 20. Yeah, he like mid 20s.
And you say is he gonna win how many?
More than 3. He's got 1.
More than 3. I can see that he can win. I can see that.
This is my problem with this. Is where growing up. I think this is the issue. This is the issue this is where I think my argument with so many moving parts where it really plays a part, because it's like, let's say he loses Tyreek Hill, or let's say he loses Travis Kelce, the tight end, or 2 linemen go down. Like, there are so many moving parts that could affect, or if his defense doesn't make one play, like just like the year before he won, the defense messed up and jumped off sides. Then it allowed Tom Brady and them to get another crack at going down. He could have 2 already. But in the same way, if his defense doesn't play the way they play, maybe he still doesn't win. I think he has a great chance. I would just take the under. I would say maybe he wins 1 more. In a far out place, maybe he wins 3. But I don't see anybody going on a Tom Brady type run like that for a long time.
No, we won't see that. We won't see that often. Not in our lifetime.
That's crazy. So, staying with basketball, James Harden. That boy won't out. That boy say he do not want to play in Houston no more. Can he win a championship in today's league?
No.
Why not?
I don't think that he's willing to adjust his game for whoever he's paired with.
Why should he have to adjust his game?
Do you want to win? Do you want the money? Are we back to what does he want to do? Does he want a championship? You're going to adjust your game.
Ooh, that's tough, bro.
I can't. Him and Russell went head to head for MVP that year. They going against each other, right? For MVP a few years ago, whenever that was. Mm-hmm. They team up. We expecting awesomeness.
I wasn't. I'm going to be on the record to say I wasn't.
So, man, it just...
They are both ball dominant, so
yeah,
I
so
couldn't see it working.
I don't know what system he could go to. I don't know what system he could go to and play nice with others to get the championship. I don't know.
Yeah, he had Chris Paul, which that was their best chance to win.
Yeah.
And freaking Chris Paul freaking pulls his hamstring out of socket, bro. They were going to win, bro. That was Golden State. They were going to beat Golden State, bro. Like, they had momentum, everything. He pulls his hamstring, it's a wrap. I hate that, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to see that team win. But, yeah, he's had great prolific players with him, and he still can't win.
What is it going? I don't know what you do with that.
Yeah, okay, so what do you give up for him if you're a team? Like, he says Philly, he says the Brooklyn Nets. He wants to go over to the East. Because obviously his path doesn't go through the Lakers. It doesn't go through a healthy Golden State. It doesn't go through a Mavericks or a Denver. Those teams will all give him major problems.
So we talking Kyrie, KD, and James Harden?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how. See, I don't know what that would look like. I don't know that. That can't work.
I almost think how can't it? You got KD who's going to get the ball.
Absolutely.
Everything's going through KD.
Is James Harden going to be willing to adapt to that when he's used to everything going through him?
He's demanding the trade to go there. So I think and this is what usually happens. Hopefully it's not too late. Players like Melo, because I put Melo and James in the same category, except Melo has been less of a winner than James has. But when players start to get to a certain age that they start to really get alarmed and know I'm really not going to win if I don't make adjustments. I believe for him to want to go play over there, he has to have had a conversation or something with those guys to say, look, I'm willing to take a little step back or to, be as much of a part of this team for us to win. I got to believe that. You don't think so?
Nah, man.
You thinking they just going to be over there, everybody shooting 43s?
Man, them boys playing 25, man.
Hey, look, you may be right. I'm not going to argue with you on that.
Them boys over there playing 25, man.
Has James Harden, he won the MVP. We know this to be true.
Awesome.
No. Hold on. I got a question to follow that. That boy is on my head today. Does he or has he ever had a legit claim as being the best player in the NBA?
Turn my mic off, man. Bro, come on, bro.
You wildin', bro. I'm just asking the questions that need answers, bro.
Say, man, yeah, say
That boy,
somebody come babysit his kids, man, because he ain't been getting no sleep. So,
bro, I didn't. Hey, y'all, I never said that I thought that was the case. I'm just asking a question. That's it. I'm just wondering. I was just wondering. So speaking of Brooklyn, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, does it work?
They look good to me.
You can make sense of that.
Yeah, only because Kyrie went through the LeBron James experience, left, wanted to do his own thing. Now he got another stud, and he's gonna appreciate having a KD now.
And apologized to LeBron. Said, "Hey, I messed up. I realized I was wilding."
Yeah.
So that's a great point. That's
absolutely.
a great point.
So
I see them imploding. As much as I enjoy that tandem, first of all, let me say this: Kyrie is my favorite guard, hands down. That boy handle is the sickest I've ever seen, more than AI. And I've seen some sick footage of AI. AI was just more of a natural, like, he remind me of like a and one type of cat. Mm-hmm. Kyrie is fire with that handle, boy. Like, Kyrie do stuff we've never seen before. Him and Steph really got the sickest handles in the NBA, in my opinion.
Yeah, Kyrie nice with it.
So I like that, and I think KD is going to be back to KD. But the only way that I see it working is if KD asserts himself in the way that they allowed him to in Golden State. If he goes back to how it was when he was with Westbrook, I don't see it working, because Kyrie is ball dominant as well. And when you look at Kyrie versus Westbrook, Kyrie shoots better, and he has a better handle. Mm-hmm. But you look at Westbrook, the boy is fast. He had, they both have their intangibles, but both ball dominant, both never won on their own. So what makes the difference? Hopefully, Kyrie's winning the championship and making the mistakes in Boston.
Right. That's why I'm saying maturity.
But I gotta see it.
I say maturity. Yeah, I say maturity, man. I think he's grown up.
What do you think about Kyrie the activist?
I don't pay him no mind.
Let me just quickly tell you, Kyrie is the earth is flat, which I'm not saying he's right or wrong, right? There are some scriptures that would back up that the earth is flat. When you talk about God said the angels will go to the four corners of the earth. How do you go to four corners if the earth ain't flat? That's the first thing. But I'm not arguing. He said the earth is flat. He said players should have boycotted the bubble, right? Like, no, we ain't playing. Everybody just go home. And he talked about the media. He called the media pawns. I'm not talking to pawns. He's very diva-ish. And he's always been that way. I think that's why him and Kobe got along so well. And not like Kobe was just such a diva, but I think you have to have a certain mentality to be the type of players that they are. Supreme confidence, like, boy, ain't nobody. He told Kobe that, and Kobe was like, "You are too little. I will back you down for however many points, and you won't score." Mm-hmm. And Kyrie looked at him like, "You are on drugs." You gotta to look at Kobe and say that, to see the player that Kobe was at that time. You gotta be, you know what I'm saying? You cut different, so you gotta kind of border on, being a diva or what's the word? What's the word when narcissistic? Like you gotta think it's about you, fam. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Hopefully those guys can not be selfish and really work together. I think they can make some noise. Do you see them beating the Lakers?
Negative.
Okay, if you told me cut your mic off and say, all right, now we just talking about two greats now, because now I agree with you only because somebody made a great argument. Okay, let's say LeBron and KD wash each other out. AD and Kyrie do not wash each other out, my guy. You absolutely are not stopping AD unless he stops himself or he's hurt.
That's it.
But Kyrie can shoot himself out of a game. He can keep putting up crazy shots. Mm-hmm. He can get hurt, which both of them are been very injury prone. Yep. But yeah, AD, if he's on, you ain't stopping that boy. You can
nothing you can do with that.
Forget about it. Yeah. Last one for you gonna get these sports breath. Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul for the culture. For the culture, man. What are your thoughts on that? Now give some history here. Logan Paul put that boy Nate out of his misery. Nate didn't practice bobbing and weaving. He didn't practice nothing. He just practiced offense. And then he started lunging like he was sword fighting. fam. So Mayweather came to his aid, like on some like, man, I got you, man. Like,
right.
You know, I respect you, man. Don't just, you know, it all happens. We just got to get back up, keep going. Like, fam, he got knocked out in an exhibition fight. Like, what do you want from him? Like, everybody knows he's not a boxer, but Mayweather came to his aid. So you gotta believe that now he's stepping up to fight him to prove a point.
Okay.
How do you see this playing out?
Floyd Mayweather wouldn't have took even if it's an exhibition fight without knowing he gonna win. So he gonna have a strategy just like he did with McGregor and the defense and what's his name? Logan
Yeah,
is
Logan
gonna,
Paul.
Yeah, he planning on size and being able to try to knock him out. Like you gonna wear yourself out trying to throw punches and you're not gonna hit Floyd. But if he do,
look, this is what I'll say. You better not lose, Floyd. You absolutely, unequivocally, beyond a shadow of a doubt, better not lose. You better not let him rock you, nothing. Because if you do, you, my friend, have taken an L for the culture, for sure. Because you coming to be big brother and pat him on the back and say, I got you, Nate, I'ma handle him. Don't be Zorro. Get knocked out. Don't be Zorro and get caught with one because now listen, Floyd is still Floyd. Don't let me sit up here and try to cap with you. But he is older too.
He never stopped training.
What does that mean?
He never stopped training.
Okay. Well, nah, he died. I can't use him. Okay, let's look at Mike. Let's look at Roy. Now those aren't good examples. Dang. Who's somebody who ain't stopped training? Oscar De La Hoya. You think he gonna get in there and still just do work because he don't stop training? That's all I'm saying is I agree with you. He's gonna be sharper than the average man because he's not an average man when it comes to being in that ring.
Absolutely.
But father time undefeated, bro. So just be on your P's and Q's. So staying with Floyd. Is Floyd the GOAT?
I don't know, man.
Okay, let me shrink it in a little bit. Is he the GOAT of our era?
We'll go with the era, yeah.
GOAT of our era for sure. So I just want to remind people of the work that Floyd did in his 50 wins. It ain't all of them because everybody don't fight top 10 people every fight.
Right.
But he did beat Shane Mosley, Arturo Gatti, Manny Pacquiao, Oscar De La Hoya, Miguel Cotto, Canelo Alvarez, who's now a light heavyweight, Marcos Maidana, who broke Adrian Broner's jaw. Manny Pacquiao also beat Adrian Broner. Ricky Hatton, who was knocking everybody out, 10th round TKO, hit that boy in the jaw flush. He was the hitman, Ricky Hatton, and he got knocked out by him. Diego Corrales, who he knocked down 5 times in the fight. I was like 15 when he did that. That was his hello to the world. Angel Manfredi, who was a dog. Zab Judah. Zab was a fool. Were you into boxing growing up?
Not that time, though.
Man, listen.
Only Tyson.
He took down some greats, bro. And I don't want to hear no arguments about he fought them when they weren't in their prime, all that. He did fight a lot of fighters in their prime. Manny was the only one, maybe Oscar, who he didn't fight in their prime. No, Shane had already kind of fallen off by the time he got to him, so it wouldn't have mattered if he'd have fought him 2 years early because Shane had already got put to sleep twice. So don't take away from this man's record. He is definitely the GOAT of our time. And I know we love. See, the problem that I have with not saying that he's the GOAT is dang, I can't think of his name. Muhammad Ali and Michael Jordan are for most people, they will never lose their spot. I don't care who you are.
Right.
I challenge us to kind of just reel back on that a little bit. Because will LeBron never be your GOAT?
He'll never be my GOAT.
Okay. I respect you a little more, boy. Okay. I respect you a little bit, boy. Okay, I ain't mad at you, Doc. I thought you was going to say something crazy. Okay. Now, if you would have said he'll be your GOAT, I wouldn't be mad at you either. I just think it's a preference thing. You can't be mad at a 20-year-old kid for saying LeBron is the GOAT.
That's all they know.
Because that's all they know.
Right.
But I think we are truly the golden era.
Right.
The millennial is the golden era because we got to see the tail end of Jordan and all of LeBron and then this next era of whoever's coming up. So from what I saw, Jordan will always be my GOAT.
Absolutely.
Muhammad Ali will always be my GOAT as well.
Yeah.
But Floyd is second to me. So
I can go with that. I'm a Floyd fan.
yes, sir. Man, we about to move on and get to that meat in Timbat. And when we come back, it's time to get into some revisionist history on Timbat. Yeah, yo. You know, Timbat, we back, man, and it's time to get into the meat, man. And for those of you who don't know what the meat is, this is where we get into the heart of the podcast, what everything was about. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even put a lot of stuff in because I think it'll take a dive of its own when we start kind of getting into the first question. You know what I'm saying? And so we're talking revisionist history. So it's a new decade that we're about to enter. And so my question is, what are some of the biggest lessons that you've learned over these last 10 years as we bring this one to a close? Just, thinking about, the current state of where you started, like your career, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are some lessons that you learned?
Man, for me, I was at a men's conference, and they kind of walked through the legacy of a man. And so they said your 30s, you kind of spend the early part of your 30s paying for what you did in your 20s. And so for me, that's mistakes in career. That may be relationships. That may be terrible financial decisions. So what I learned, man, this last decade, man, is slow down. Take your time, make informed decisions. Don't rush. Do nothing out of emotions.
Bro, listen to me. So this is what I meant by that, because, bro, what you just said right there hit me hard because I am 33.
Yeah,
so this is the first part of my 30s.
Mm-hmm.
I was married at a young age.
Me too.
Divorced, and then went through a whole bunch of trial and error, to say the least. And I am 2 kids up in this decade. Right. You know what I'm saying? Bruh, I have paid for a lot of bad decisions, bro. And no disrespect to my ex. That's not what I mean.
Right,
I just mean being young and feeling like you don't have any control or doing the right thing or just being bullheaded. Mm-hmm. Like, that is a big factual statement that you just made right there, my
Absolutely.
guy.
Absolutely.
And then to say slow down, like,
slow down, man.
I was so quick. Like, it's funny because I've always had the same hustle, but it's not that you have a hustle, it's how you hustle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the time I was hustling backwards. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Running nowhere fast, as they say.
Right.
And so to just take that portion and say, hey, how about I just slow down?
That's it.
Like,
man.
how about because I think in the Bible it talks about a wise ruler having many counsels or something like that. Meaning that, or advisors, like being able to have a group or having what's the word I'm looking for? A team.
Community.
A community, yeah. A community, a tribe to be able to bounce ideas off of,
right.
to grow with, to fail with. Like, all of those things matter that you don't even take into consideration. Like, or even considering your friends. Who's your friends? Who's your family? How do they help? How do they, you know what I'm saying, support you? Man, Pastor, when we were doing MOJ, he brought up Psalms 1 and talked about how the people that you have around you can determine the outcome of your life.
Absolutely.
And so I think for me, it's, looking back, it's like, man, reevaluate who's in your circle. You know what I'm saying? Like, evaluate the people that you have around you, what they bring to the table. Mm-hmm. Do they value you like you value them?
Right.
Me and Jay, as much as I capped about us playing one-on-one, catching the fade for the one-on-one, on basketball, not fighting, but we have struggled with the same type of things, and that's giving a lot to people and getting nothing back or very little back in return. And it could damage you. Because if you really think about it, a lot of us as men, we either got a whole bunch of people or we solo dolo.
Right.
Because we either have had insecurities of being by ourselves or we have completely wrote everybody off and I'm just going to be a Lone Ranger. That was actually like the password to my bank account at one point.
Wow.
Lone Ranger. And I meant that, like, nah, it's just me. And I was married at the time. It's just me, folks.
Gotcha.
Like, and so slowing down and evaluating who you have around you.
Right.
I think those are two key pieces if we had nothing else.
Can I add something to that?
Yes, sir.
So with the whole identifying your relationships, I read a book called Relational Intelligence by Dr. Darius Daniels.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we'll be quick to call something a friend when it's actually an assignment. So you may be called to a person and your sole purpose, God may have put y'all together so you can pour it to that person and get nothing in return. But since y'all spending so much time together and communicating so much, you messed around and thought it was a friend.
Man.
So if you could identify that this is an assignment and this is God has called me to this situation, then you wouldn't have felt so bad that you wasn't getting nothing in return because you know God called you to that thing.
For a season.
Ooh.
That's for a season. Listen, that's a look, I'm getting hyped now because y'all finna get that weight, doctor. You know what I'm saying? As men, it's important that we understand, and Pastor Goins, Dr. Goins used to say this all the time. He'll say, y'all was out here, y'all was the max. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was out here, y'all had the gift of the gab and you was doing witchcraft. You was putting them spells on them girls. You was enchanting them. You know what I'm saying? I knew as a young dude, I was groomed to talk a certain way, to carry myself a certain way.
Right.
I always spoke less than I was spoken to. You know what I'm saying? It brought some level of intrigue for me to stand out amongst all the loud, gregarious people. It's important for us to understand that as believers, they're not attracted to you.
Right.
They're attracted to the God in you.
Right.
They're attracted to that Holy Spirit that is dwelling and sitting on you, that's giving you this glow.
Right.
It ain't because you so fine, my guy. It's because God has sent that assignment into your life, albeit she may be the finest thing that you've seen in a long time. God has sent her there for you to point her into the direction of somebody else that can help her. No, we don't need you showing up at 11 o'clock to pray for her. We don't need you going to lay holy hands, doctor, because that's going to end up in some places it ain't supposed to be.
Right.
And so that assignment piece is so deep. It really goes into different areas.
Everything.
Yes, sir. Because y'all going to start being attached to things you were never supposed to be attached to. So slow down.
Please.
Understand that everybody isn't your friend. Look, everybody got a connection. If you say, listen, if you find, I'm pretty sure I got a connection. That's just how it works. But it doesn't mean that these people are to be in your life full term.
Right.
It's a momentary assignment. And so you have to understand that in the person or the people that are supposed to be in your life full term, you'll know that.
Absolutely.
God will send the confirmation. It's some people that I've tried to get rid of. I can't. He one of them. You know what I'm saying? Nah, just playing. This is my guy though. Nah, but it's funny. Like, I think it's interesting. I'll use our dynamic and what happened with us as an example. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just out, supporting my daughter, being the good father that I am. I'm trying to put in some battles for Father of the Year. You know what I'm saying? Just off the strength of just the man that I am. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just how I kick it. You know what I'm saying? And my daughter had cheerleading. I wish they still had it for for everybody. It's actually exclusive to RWG, STEM Academy now. But it was me, it was Randy, and it was another guy. What's my guy name? I always forget his name.
Can't think of it.
Dang, I'm tripping. Joey. Joey, my bad, Joe. I love you. I promise. Don't it just be happening. But listen, Joey. So we was all out there, and we all was kind of in our own little separate areas. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happened we all come together and we talking, and that's when right before I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? As far as a career at the time. And they both were like, yo, you should look into law enforcement. So I went full speed ahead. But the process and how me and him connected was on some like, man, I need a reference. When we had just recently became friends on Instagram. I reached out to him. He was really hospitable, man. Hey, man, you can use my name, no problem. And then from there, it went to, yo, let's link up. And it wasn't just like, oh, let's link up. Like, how people just be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? No, we really was like intentional about linking up. And when we did, like, the rest is really history. I can't really tell you what we was talking about or what was said.
Right.
It was just that kind of connection and bond as friends that was genuine. There was nothing forced. He didn't owe me nothing. I didn't owe him nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's important Because a lot of the times when we get into friendships, sometimes or making connection with people, we start to look past who they actually are as a person for what they could do for you. Mm-hmm. And I never looked at him like, I didn't know what type of money the man had. You know what I'm saying? Like, we both were married. We had the influence. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We both had a positive influence on each other, and we could both genuinely tell that we both had a heart for God.
Right.
That's how you need to start building relationships with people. It shouldn't be, oh, well, you know, you a cop, so nah, I want to kick it with you outside of that. You know what I'm saying? Now, it was dope that you allowed me to be able to, you know what I'm saying, use that. But at the same time, it's beyond that. And I think people can also kind of tell that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever been friends with somebody and you kind of knew, like, boy, if I didn't give him $1 tomorrow, boy, I never hear from him again. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so I think that that's important, that we value people beyond their gifts, their talents, their monetary gain. You know what I'm saying? Because that's important. Right. And so, yeah, man, that's what's up. That's what's up. So now that we've gave people something, but I want to give them one other thing. You know what I'm saying? Because some of this stuff could come off as motivational to people. Mm-hmm. I don't want to do motivation. I want to do intentionally telling people something that they could get up from today, because it could be the 20-year-old man, it could be the 30-year-old man that ain't got nothing going for themselves, or they trying to put it together. What is one tangible thing that goes beyond motivation, the action statement that you can give them to help them start that 2021 off the right way? You don't just have to be one thing, but at least one thing.
And take this next decade personal. And whatever you writing down in them journal entries, whatever you putting up, do it. Do what you say you're going to do. Execute. Period. If you ain't going to do it, don't say it.
Look, let's go back. Start a journal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, some men think journaling is for girls.
Nah.
How do you write a book if you ain't doing some type of writing, some type of journaling? That was a big piece of what we started in MOJ. Right. Because it helped you to review how you was moving. You know what I'm saying? It helped you to kind of filter through your feelings, your emotions, different things that we face as men. Some of us may not have somebody that we can talk to. We don't have a spouse. We don't have a best friend. We don't have coworkers. Right. You know, some people just on their computer all day. They don't got nobody. So how are you going to get those things out? So start a journal. Start reviewing. Write stuff down. Like we were just talking about something we're going to do on Saturday, the game plan. Right. But you take your goals. The goals become goals when you write them down. The Bible says write it down and make it plain.
Absolutely.
Put those things down on paper that you want to work towards. And then you can have something tangible to work, you know what I'm saying, to work for or work towards as a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, the one thing that I do know is, as a man, you don't even have to have everything figured out. But women are always going to buy into a man that has vision, that has drive, that has passion, that has goals. Right. You know what I'm saying? But when you ain't giving them something to work with, you're losing, my guy. You're going to keep running into them young girls that's going to make you feel like you rather bump your head against a wall 20,000 times. Facts. So, yeah, so one more time, what you said?
Take the next decade personal.
Take it personal. Do what you said you're going to do. Write it down. Make it plain. We are working on separating this next year into quarters. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This is what I plan to get done now. How do I gauge what I've done if I don't break it down and give myself some type of benchmark to aim towards? Right. Then from there, I can just keep building or make sure that I'm reevaluating how I'm going about what I'm doing. Right. Surround yourself around people who mean you well. If somebody always in your pockets, they probably don't mean you well. And I ain't talking about your kids, even though they do be in your pockets. You know what I'm saying? Keep God first. This isn't some corny thing that I'm saying because we are a podcast for the believers primarily, but this is real spill. There's some people out here that are listening, and I know they don't have the best relationship with God. I know you people, and I love you for listening. Put God first. There's nothing that you are going to get accomplished that you will that will actually come to pass if you don't put God first. He is the reason for the season. He is everything. And when you start aligning who you want to be with who he says you are, then we'll get somewhere.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, man, that's all I got to say about that. So let's get into the question of the day. We live in a cookie cutter culture. I was just telling and no disrespect to the people who fall into these two categories. I have been podcasting for 4 years because I just looked up, and when I first started the AntMoe show back on another radio station, that was 2016, 17, and I've been in some capacity going. I didn't start really going hard until this year, March of this year, which was the anniversary of me actually starting having the idea of the podcast in the first place. What I've grown to see is that there are a lot of people who just want to hop on the wave. If podcasting is the wave, I'm podcasting. If gaming is the wave, I'm gaming. If cryptocurrency is the wave, I'm cryptocurrencying. It's whatever is dope at the time, people are for it. Like, there are people who have literally, I'm sorry, I hate to say this to you people, but some of you guys are just not interested. Some of you guys don't do nothing but work. You don't do nothing but work at Popeyes. Why are you trying to podcast? You don't do nothing but go, come on, fam, you just dropping the chicken, dropping the fries, dropping the apple pies. That remind me, I think they gave me a free one at Whataburger the other day. I don't know what I did with it. Anyway, all you do all day is not do anything. Stop trying to podcast about doing nothing. That's not dope. So my question to you that I'm posing it to the listener as well. How do you stick out and become or maintain relevancy now and moving forward? What is it that Randy looks for in anybody in any field that does anything that makes you want to keep your eyeballs or your ears on them?
And your gift makes room for you, so don't jump on every wave. That time and energy you put in and jump on every wave, take that time to identify your purpose and your gift. And as you do that, your gift will make room for you. Now, the size of your platform may not be what you want it to be, but your gift makes room for you. So somebody genuinely being themselves and moving in that call, that gift and that purpose, and not really caring what everybody else is doing, that's going to catch my attention. That's for me.
For those of you who can't see and you listening to the audio, I've been frowning my face up for about 30 seconds because I don't appreciate 2 weeks in a row you come on my platform and you drop the gems and you all stoic and the Julius saying the Julius make room for you. I don't appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Because what if I wanted to say that? You know what I'm saying? Even though I wasn't gonna say that, I don't appreciate that, but it was fire. And that's why I want him on the show more than that, because
I'm coming.
You know what I'm saying?
Up.
But listen, fam. Trust the process. Yeah. If you are who God says you are, you will be where you're supposed to be at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
That is the truest thing. Listen, the funny thing is, as much as I would want 1,000 streams, you know what I'm saying, and whatever, I get individuals on a weekly basis who confirm that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Right. Because I'm not at 40,000 streams yet, or because my YouTube ain't popped off or whatever it may be, doesn't mean anything.
Absolutely.
You got to put the work in. First of all, set your goals, like we talked about.
Yeah.
Get a team around you. Be authentic to who you are.
Please.
Stop trying to be like everybody else.
Yeah.
You not Joe Budden. You not Wallow and Gilly. You sure ain't me, folk. Y'all ops. Boy, stop playing with me. And you an op too. Woo! Y'all, listen, bro, it's only one you. Unless you got a twin and that's a different situation, I can't help you. But it's only you, fam.
Yeah.
Be yourself and trust that you're going to make the right connections and God will open that door for you to walk through. Some of y'all are exactly where you're supposed to be. It just ain't your time.
That's it.
It's fine if it ain't your time.
Absolutely.
You'll get there. Little grasshopper. Anyway, with that being said, let's shut this thing down and get into this momentous moment. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I always want to freestyle when this come on. I be want to go in. We can do. You was talking about a 16. You really got one.
Nah, man.
I know you ain't got one. That boy
You
cap,
gotta pay for the
dog.
16.
Hey, man, toss your cap over here. I want to show how cap this boy is, man.
I'm 10K first.
Oh, fam. I don't even got that for you. I have absolutely nothing for you for that.
10K
That boy say 10K at verse. They never dropped the verse.
10K
Come on, fam.
verse.
Who you think you is? Fetty Wap?
10K first.
I only say that because apparently he's back. Like, I never liked this music. You like Fetty Wap music at any point?
20K a show. Forget
Oh,
50.
okay. Just go
20K
get
a show.
Listen, man, let's get into this Momentous moment, man. We're going to shut this thing down, let y'all get on up out of here. Don't complain about no time either, because I'll be watching Joe Boy for 3 hours, and I know y'all will too, so shut up. Just listen. in Jesus' name. So listen, for the Momentous moment, man, let me tell you this. We've been talking about revisionist history. We've been talking about the past. We've been talking about things to help us propel forward.
Right.
I may be skinning the cat for the second time when I tell you this, but don't dwell on the past. Can we just move forward with our lives? She ain't coming back, my guy. She got a husband and 2 kids. She not coming back. You know what I'm saying? That job didn't deserve you. So don't dwell on it. It's over with, fam. Can we just move forward? There is something that you're being called to that you can't get to until you start focusing on that. You can't drive looking at the rearview mirror.
Right.
Life is happening every day. So focus on who and what is important to you.
Right.
What should be important to you. Let's start redirecting and redefining what's important and start focusing on those things, because we ain't trying to waste time, man. Like he said, take this next decade personal. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your family, especially us as men. We got kids. We have responsibilities. Fam, I don't want to be the 40-year-old dude that's like, man, I used to go hard back in the day. No, I'd rather have something to show for it.
Right.
So, listen, man, that was it. That was absolutely it. I thank you guys yet again for another week. My boy Randall.
That's my whole name.
You want to come back? Yeah, you want to come back? That boy, you know what? You wasn't as much of an op this week. Like you are the op. That's what you live in. You live in the optical illusion.
Okay.
Hey, bro, don't come talking greasy on my podcast like that, folks. You know what I'm saying? Don't breathe heavy around me like that, folks. You make me think. Well, I got just to keep the blick with me. That's all I gotta say. Hey, the glids stay to the side, folks. So don't play with me. You know what I'm talking about? But nah, man. Y'all know how we end every podcast. Life is hard enough. So remember, don't just live elevated. Until next week, I love you. May the Lord keep you. I'll see you at the conference. Peace. You dig?